So you want to try and make a therian mask, but you don't know where to start. And when you do try it, it turns into radioactive mush. Well, don't worry, because today I'm going to show you how to go from this into this. The things you will need are hot glue sticks, hot glue gun, resist the urge to touch it, some delightful scissors, a cat mask, and some felt to cover your cat mask in. Now that we've got our materials, let's start crafting. So the first thing we need to do is cut the felt down to size. It should be able to cover the entirety of the mask. Then we're going to absolutely drench the nose and under the nose with hot glue. Be sure to add lots. This will help later with smoothing. Then press on your felt as quickly as you can as the hot glue dries quicker than you think. Push down on the nose and spread in all directions, making sure there's no wrinkles and keeping it smooth. It might help if you push the remaining fabric underneath the mouth and pull. Now we're going to do one side of the face. With the hot glue gun, draw a vague outline of where you want to glue. Try not to make the outline too big or the hot glue will dry before you can put the fabric on. Once you have your outline, run a zigzag line down the inside of the outline and firmly press onto glue. Again, make sure you press down and stretch the fabric. Really try and get it nice and smooth and to roll out any wrinkles. Unless you're making a Sphinx cat, then lots of wrinkles, which I've done. But seriously, this was kind of hard to do. Let me know if you guys want a tutorial on a Sphinx cat. Anyway, since we're not making a Sphinx cat, what we're going to do is do the exact same thing on the other side of the mask, make an outline, zigzag, press down. Next, we're going to apply hot glue to the nose bridge and one side of the face. Make sure to get right under the eye, trying to get as close to the edge as you can. This will help when we fold in the eyes. Once again, we're doing zigzags in the middle. Make sure you use a lot of hot glue, and then we're going to press that right down. And then we're just going to do the exact same thing on the other side, making sure to get right under that eye, pressing all the fabric right down. Now it's time to do the other half of the mask. The first thing we need to do is cover up the rest of the nose bridge with hot glue. Try and do this quickly but safely. Next, we're going to go over the top of both of the eyes with hot glue. Again, try and get really close to the edge without going over. Make sure to also glue around the side of the eye as well. Then we're going to carefully lay the fabric over the hot glue and smooth it down. Again, it's very important that you smooth out all these wrinkles now, as it'll be very tricky to undo this. When you pull back the fabric, you should only have the forehead and ears left. To felt the forehead, we're going to draw long lines of hot glue right below the ears. Don't go above the ears yet, we're going to do that bit later. Once again, we're going to carefully stretch and put the fabric over the hot glue and press down and push out all those wrinkles. Now all we have left to do is the ears and top of the forehead. The first thing we're going to do is draw one line down the center of the forehead to split it in half. Then pick one side and start applying hot glue around and in the ears. Make sure to get lots of hot glue in the center of the ear, as that's where we're going to press down first. Once you have all the hot glue, quickly press down around the forehead and inside of the ear. It is very important that you press down on the inner ear before going around the outer ear. Doing it this way will make it much smoother. Now we're going to repeat what we just did on that side to this side. It can be a little tricky because a lot of the stuff is hard to reach because it's all glued down. Again, press down on the inner ear first and then move to the rest. If you've done it right, it should look like a weird Slender Man cat. Once you're done, you're going to start cutting the excess felt off. Make sure to leave about 1/2 inch of felt on the outside. Leaving some of the felt on the outside is a key step to making your mask look nice and smooth. When I was cutting my felt for this mask, I accidentally messed up and didn't cut the felt big enough, so it's right at the edge there. If you do that, it's fine, as long as it covers the majority of the mask. Once you line it, it should look fine. Now we're going to start gluing the edges over the mask. Apply a little bit of hot glue either to the base of the mask or the edge of the felt and push it over. Be careful, it's really easy to burn yourself here if you're not careful. And yes, hot glue does hurt. If you're not careful, hot glue can cause blisters and they are very painful. Uh-oh, our mask is having an existential crisis because it has no eyes. Let's fix that. We're going to start by very carefully poking a hole in the middle and then cutting a line. Some people like to cut it twice so it makes like 4 triangles, and that's perfectly fine if you want to do that, but I like to just cut one line and then fold them in. It's a bit quicker and works just as good, but is also a little harder to do, so if you're a beginner, I would recommend cutting 4 triangles. We're going to use the same method we used when felting the mask, and put a little bit of hot glue on the felt, and then using your finger to push it through the eye and fold it under. It may be hard to do this at first, but once you get good at it, it's very easy. And would you look at that? Nicely smooth and completed mask. In case you were wondering, the felting of a front of a mask takes roughly 10 to 20 minutes. Anywho, thank you guys for watching. Please subscribe and oh my god, it's gonna eat me! It's gonna eat me!